And it's a crispy, sunny day here in Bhurban. And as I was coming from my hotel, I visited Sri Lanka last year, and this whole scenery reminded me of Ella. And I was there for a week, and it's way more beautiful than here, to be honest. And if you're all planning trips abroad, I would really suggest Sri Lanka. Put it on your travel list because it's definitely one of the best and friendly destinations to travel to. And I'm starting with Sri Lanka here because I saw our Sri Lankan friends sitting at the front. And when I was there in Sri Lanka, I went in a time when Sri Lanka was going through some political, instability. And there weren't a lot of tourists. And a lot of my brothers in Sri Lanka, they would say, Istuti Nangi. That means, thank you, sister. Thank you for coming to Sri Lanka. And my Sanyalese translator over there, I was like, why is he saying Nangi? Because it means naked in our language. And he was like, no, it means sister in Sanyalese. So it was a beautiful experience. I went to Colombo, Nigambo, Ella, Gaul. Gaul was my favorite because there's a huge Muslim majority in Gaul, and you have to visit it, definitely. So moving forward with our program today, you might remember me from yesterday. I am Ariba Tirmizi, and I'll be your master of ceremony here again today. And first of all, I would like to invite Sharjeel Najmul Masood for the recitation from the Holy Quran. And let's have the words of the blessed book so to start our days. Or जैसे कि हम उर्दू में कहते हैं, आपका दिन मुबारक हो, which means may your day be blessed. So Sharjeel, please come for the recitation from the Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل اللهم مالك الملك تؤتي الملك من تشاء تؤتي الملك من تشاء وتنزع الملك ممن تشاء وتعز من تشاء وتذل من تشاء وتذل من تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد آمنت بالله وصدق الله مولانا العظيم.
Jazakallah. Thank you so much, Sharjeel Saab, for the recitation and the beautiful voice that you have. As the verse in Arabic said, "Watu izzu man tashaw, watu zillu man tashaw." Beshak, it is our God that blesses us with dignity, and it is Him who can take it away from us. So we should always remain grounded and thank Him for what He has blessed us with. And now I would request you all to please stand up in respect for the national anthem of Pakistan. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope, because now we're going to start with our program officially and formally. I hope your mornings were, really, really, we say in Urdu, khushgawar, but they were like, the kind of morning that makes you get up, right? And you're excited to be in a room full of these intellectual minds who are going to spill their brains here at the panel discussions. And even myself, I got to learn a lot yesterday, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot today as well, because learning, they say you got to learn from the cradle to your grave. And I really agree with it. And education never stops. And these things, they're promoting, your acumen and your knowledge and how you can help it to bring, your intellect forward in promoting your countries and economies. And for that, there's one person to thank who brought us all here together under one roof, and that is none other than the president of ICMA, Mr. Shehzad Ahmed Malik Saab. And yesterday I gave this brief introduction about him, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people here who just joined us today. So let me introduce you to the esteemed president of ICMA. He is currently the CEO of Shehzad Malik Management Consultants Private Limited. In addition to being a board member of different companies, he also holds honorary positions in committees of Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Malik represents ICMA as a member of Members Development Committee of the Federation of Asia and Pacific Accountants, CAPA. He's also a board member of South Asian Federation of Accountants, SAFA Committee on Education, CPT, and Training, as well as Chairman TSPD Committee, Audit Committee, and Chairman Social and Welfare Committee. These were his, professional credits. But, the reason why I'm going to thank him here today is, as we have seen in our world today, it's really hard to unite people. It's really hard to have like-minded people. And so many of you, mashallah, here today. And it's his, tireless work, sleepless nights, and, days when he would just sit in his office and plan for everything. And he could have done this event even in Islamabad, right? But he wanted us all to have this getaway, and have this little vacation from our busy schedules, relax our minds even when we're trying to work technically. But he wanted us to relax and bring along our families and have a really good time here. Along with that, we're going to have some interesting panel discussions. So Shehzad Ahmed Malik Saab, thank you so much. Thank you for organizing this event, the International Convention for Accountants. And I would like him to, brief us with some of his golden words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you, Ms. Rabia. Madam Asma Rismogi, President. Madam Asma Rismogi, President, International Federation of Accountants, US. Mr. Ishfaq Tola, Minister of State and Chairman, Reform and Resource Mobilization Commission. President Safa, Vice President Safa, Council members of India, Sri Lanka, President Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Makbul Ahmed Gondal, Controller General of Accounts of Pakistan, worthy foreign delegates, CA Nihad Jamashuru, CA Nanda, Professor Lakshman Watewala, Hanaya Bandara, Raj Chawla Sahab, Ali Latif Sahab, President ICAP, Mr. Saqib Rafiq Sahab, President Rawalpindi Chamber of Commerce, and other members from the SAFA board and committees. Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. And also my EC members, branch members of Islamabad Branch Council, Karachi Branch Council, Faisalabad Branch Council, and Multan Branch Council, and my distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. As the second day of the International Convention of Accountants begins, I feel extremely honored and grateful to be here with you on behalf of ICMA International. Allow me to offer a very warm welcome to each and every one of you, especially our foreign delegates, to this special gathering which brings together representatives from the accounting and financial sectors in Pakistan and other nations. In particular, our friends from the SAFA member bodies. Judging from the conversation you found yesterday's session on ESG quite compelling, and I do hope that you will find today's two sessions just as absorbing and engaging. The themes of these sessions are technological advancements, global challenges and opportunities for accountants in the financial sector, and accountants' role in the averting climate catastrophe and economic downturn. I do hope that we will come up with some concrete ideas and suggestions as to how accountants can foresee and adapt their future roles against the background or backdrop of emerging challenges. I would like to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to the honorable guest from AGP, NAMAL, PIDE, CA Pakistan, ACCA, and our corporate partners for taking time out of his busy schedule to attend our convention. We are glad to have among our midst today Mr. Asmar Ismogi, President of the IFAC, and we are eager to benefit from his thoughts as the role of IFAC in facilitating professional accountants around the globe and how to tackle emerging challenges and facing the profession such as ESG, climate change, and economic recession. Ladies and gentlemen, the crucial responsibility of representing, advancing, and promoting the international accountants and accountancy field falls on the shoulders of professional accounting bodies worldwide. All professional accountants working in practice and in business are represented by the professional accounting organizations at the national level. In Pakistan, ICMA, Cost and Management Accountants, profession as a statutory body enjoying charter of status by the Parliament under the Cost and Management Accountants Act 1966 and Ministry of Finance to regulate the profession of management accounting. Our institute began its journey way back from 1951 and 1976 through an act of parliament. The name was changed to Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of Pakistan. As a leading profession and professional accounting institute, ICMA is contributing its due role in promoting of the global accounting profession in addition to performing its responsibility within the country. ICMA has supported the formation of international and regional associations and has been given the honor of becoming one of the founding member. I may add here that ICMA is the founding member of IFAC and also the CAPA, Confederation of Asian Pacific Accountants, and the South Asian Federation Accountants, SAFA. ICMA also the only current participant from Pakistan in the Value Reporting Foundation, VRF, and International Corporate Governance Network, ICGN. I am appreciative of all these international and regional accounting bodies for placing their confidence on ICMA and linking to the national and international initiative for the professional advancement. ICMA will undoubtedly keep making significant contribution at the international, regional, and state levels. The Institute also playing an active out its crucial role at the national level by actively participating in the formulation of economic policies, by offering its expertise view and recommendation on tax reforms, budget making, corporate and public sector governance, and other issues that are critical to the growth of the nation. Over the past 70 years, ICMA has made contribution to financial, management, public sector, governance, economic growth, and the field of auditing. Presently, the institute has more than 7,000 members, and they are serving in senior management positions such as CEOs, CFOs, COOs, analysts, public practitioners, and consultants, etc., thereby making significant contributions towards the business growth and the economic development. The institute offers education, exam, business training, CPD programs, research and publications. In addition, the institute is actively involved in offering technical assistance to the government, institutions, ministries, regulators, and policy-making organizations. I may appraise the audience that every year, ICMA and ICAP organizes the efforts of listed companies that have the best disclosures of the yearly performance, including the measures that they take to benefit their stakeholders and society. The annual corporate and sustainability report of companies from different sectors evaluated on the basis of global accepted benchmarks of disclosure and corporate reporting and awards are presented to the winning companies. Dear participants, I think that there is a dire need of increased interaction between trade bodies like Chamber of Commerce and professional accounting bodies so that successful nexus of business acumen and professional expertise could be utilized potentially for the economic benefit of country. Professional accountants in general and management accountants in particular must there critically and develop the implement sustainability strategies to become increasingly valuable to the business they serve. They must acquire the skills and statement topics such as carbon emission and workplace diversity. To keep up with the rapidly evolving business, they must also keep them abreast about the most recent technological advancement. In order to assist accountants, this evolving and transitional positions, the professional accounting bodies must act as a catalyst for change. Now let me discuss something about sustainability, which is one of the key themes of this convention. Sustainability is the reshaping the accounting profession. As professional accountants, they should not underestimate the financial reporting implications arising from climate-related risk and the ESG considerations. In the light of the points raised above, Ma'am Asma, President IFAC, in her keynote address yesterday on sustainability, as the international standards on sustainability are developed by International Sustainability Standard Board. They will be made part of the evaluation on the company sustainability report, which will further improve the sustainability governance. In the meanwhile, responsible professionals and citizens, the accounting and finance professionals are urged to give maximum disclosures about their efforts to mitigate climate change risk and improve the sustainability on self-governed basis. Dear participants, now let me delve on sustainability, which is one of the key themes of this convention. Is a bit greater detail sustainability reshaping the accounting profession. As a professional accountant, we should be abreast about this. I'm sure that the learned speakers, panelists, participants will avail themselves of this gathering, explore a wide range of sustainability, measurement, and disclosure issues, such as how sustainability-based performance measures can be used to enhance value creation and how climate change risk should be assessed in investment portfolios. When climate change is accelerating, a million of people facing the danger of violent storms and flooding. I believe in this international convention has given us all chance to take about and debate the current trends, opportunities, and challenges facing our industry, while sharing the practice and the ideas with accounting experts from around the globe. I also appreciate the efforts of our committee, our EC members, our CPD committee, and the chairman CPD committee is also sitting here, Mr. Vas Yassin, and he also worked for this, and other are supportive of different branches, IBC, KBC, FBC, MBC, means Multan, Faisalabad, Karachi branches and their wonderful support. Lahore. Yes, Lahore also, I missed that. And also thank you to our media team, our sponsors, and particularly Amarat Group, our corporate partners, Grana Agency 21, Fatima Fertilizers, CDC Center Depository Company of Pakistan, Askari General Insurance, Ajiko, Diners, Bank Islami, National Clearing Company of Pakistan, 6B Food Industries, Soya Supreme, Habibi Group, ZIL Limited, Dollar Industries Private Limited, Matco Food, and Lucky Textile, because without that, it is not possible to give you such a mega and wonderful event. Thank you for joining us here and at this important event in this beautiful city of Bhurban. It is my sincere wish that your experience here productive and rewarding. Thank you very much all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shahzad Ahmed Malik, the president of ICM, everybody. And that's true. This event in itself is a milestone for ICMA and all of us here. And it would have not been possible without our sponsors. So a special thanks to all our sponsors that made this International Convention of Accountants possible here at Bhurban. And now moving forward, I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Madame in French. But before that, I would like to give you all her introduction. Our keynote speaker here today is Miss Asma Rasmuki, and she became the IFAC president in November of 2022. Prior to becoming president, Miss Rasmuki was appointed deputy president in November of 2020, after serving on the IFAC board since November 2017. As Deputy President, Ms. Rasmuki chaired the IFAC Planning and Finance Committee, having previously chaired the board's Governance Subcommittee prior to her election as Deputy President. Ms. Rasmuki is also a past president of the Pan-African Federation of Accountants, PAFA. She has extensive experience in mining, pharmaceutical, consumer business, automobile, tourism, and other types of engagements such as due diligence and valuation, agreed upon procedures, and internal control review. Ma'am, please, I would like you to address us. Thank you.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is a pleasure for me to join you on day 2 of this conference, where we're going to start with a session on technological advancements. This is a very important discussion for our future readiness as accountants. All of our work, including our wide-ranging contributions to sustainable development through will be shaped and reshaped by technological advances. Digitalization is here and more is coming. All over the globe, daily life increasingly means digital life, and business increasingly means digital business. Sorry, I have a real problem with my voice. Thank you. And the trend is also very clear in Pakistan, thank you, where internet penetration has more than tripled the last 10 years. Digitalization is bringing about greater use of automated digital tools, data analytics, and artificial intelligence, to name just a few key areas.
Why don't you take a break? We can call you again.
No, it's fine. I'll just... The practical effects of these advances have already been significant, as we are seeing with the disruption of entire industries. We are seeing the emergence of new industries and new ways of doing business. And we have all seen, for example, the disruption and the buzz created around ChatGPT. And some of us have been playing with this and and amazed at how artificial intelligence can change our lives. All these changes were hard to imagine even in the very recent past. Likewise, there will be transformations in the years to come that we cannot imagine today. The rapid and accelerating pace of digitalization means that we must stay humble about our ability to predict the future while still doing everything we can to be prepared. So let us turn to a few important trends that call for immediate and thoughtful action by our profession, both in the short term and long term. The most recent Future of Jobs report from the World Economic Forum predicted that between 20 and 25, 85 million jobs will be displaced by a shift in the division between humans and machines. At the same time, 97 million new jobs will emerge to adapt to the new division of labor. So overall, it is good news because we're not losing in total and we're gaining like 12 million jobs. And our profession is not immune from this transformation. In fact, we are at the center of it. The Future of Jobs report concludes that accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks, and accountants and auditors are among the top 5 declining roles, at least as we know these roles today. And among the top 10 emerging roles are data analysts and scientists, big data specialists, process automation specialists, digital transformation specialists, and information security analysts. And I want to emphasize that for our profession, digitalization will mainly take the form of greater integration of people, processes, and technology into newly defined accounting careers. But there is no doubt that we need to act swiftly to equip ourselves with the right digital skills and competencies. In the pandemic, many of us have seen accountants doing our work differently, for example, by using digital tools to work remotely. And there has been an evolution of our profession, and this evolution will continue. But in the years to come, we will see accountants doing different things entirely. And this change will be a revolution in our profession. Technological change is a vital issue for professional accounting organizations, or PAOs, including ICMA Pakistan. Our profession needs to work closely with educational institutions to adapt the curriculum for accounting education and training to match the demands of the digital economy, and no one is better to lead than PAOs. And this is also true for continuing professional development offerings. However, we should not change just for the sake of change. We have a wealth of evergreen skills and expertise that will remain extremely valuable in the long term. According to the same Future of Jobs report, organizations will prioritize skills like critical thinking and analysis, problem solving and self-management, including active learning, resilience, stress tolerance, and flexibility, as some of the most important qualities in future roles. And this describes us very well and fits in perfectly with most of our evergreen skills. As we prepare for our future, we should keep in mind the SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, that power the economy. SMEs do not have necessarily the resources they will need to handle so many of the tasks necessary in today's complex business environment, including new and unfamiliar work with digital technologies. SMEs will continue to look outside their firms for support, and our profession must be ready to apply our technical skills and give business advice. In conclusion, I would like to bring to everyone's attention the importance of the topic of attractiveness of our profession. And how we can leverage technology to improve our attractiveness. In many parts of the world, fewer people are entering accounting careers, while a significant number of incumbents are leaving the profession. Which means we are facing serious challenges regarding the attractiveness and retention of talent. We need to listen more and understand future generations' ambitions and what drives them so that we can be more attractive to them as a profession. We need to respect their differences and diversity. To attract and retain the next generation of accountants, we need to appeal directly to students and young professionals who are looking for purpose in their careers, who are attracted to our noble mandate of public interest. We are a natural fit for them in countless ways. And we need to use digitalization and technology advancement as a powerful tool to remain relevant to our public interest mandate, become more attractive to younger generations, as opposed to being seen as traditional profession. I'm convinced we have a very bright future as a profession, and I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Smokey, and we hope that you feel better. And this is quite a viral infection these days because the weather is changing and because we're, in an area where there's a lot of pollen as well. So some people can have pollen sensitivity. Moving forward, I would now like to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Makbul Ahmed Gondal, the Controller General of Accounts, giving his brief introduction. Mr. Gondal is a BS-22 officer of Pakistan Audit and Account Service and belongs to the 18 Common Training Program of the Central Superior Services of Pakistan. He has vast experience of working in public financial management, particularly in public sector accounting, auditing, procurement, management, and tax administration. Over the last 30 years, he has held various key positions in the government of Pakistan and made valuable contributions in promoting good governance in the country with focus on improvement in financial management practices in different public sector departments. Sir, I would like to invite you at the podium for your speech. Thank you so much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable President IFAC, President ICAP, President ICMA, respectable guests, foreign dignitaries, and participants, Assalamu alaikum. I would start from my own organization's Control General of Accounts. This is organization which was created in 2001 through a law, CG ordinance, and mandated to maintain the accounts of the federal government, provincial governments, and district governments. CG organization, in fact, authorize payments out of the federal consolidated funds of the federal government, provincial consolidated fund of the provincial governments, and public accounts of the federations. Maintain the accounts, prepare the financial statements, and these statements are presented to the Auditor General of Pakistan for audit. And then the audited statements, along with the report of the Auditor General of Pakistan, are presented to the Parliament. This is the basic work of the CGA. In fact, under the reform, we are doing this on a wide area network, which is the biggest wide area network in Pakistan. We process the payrolls of almost 5 million individuals, which includes 1.5 million pensioners, and the rest are the active members of the governments, federal government, provincial governments, and the district governments. Under the PMF, Public Financial Management Act, government triggered the reforms. Under these reforms, government has identified 3 types of the entities. First is what I have stated, that the governments, pure government, whose accounts are maintained by the CGA, audited by the Auditor General of Pakistan, and presented to the parliaments. The other 2 type of the entities are left out of the presenting to the parliament, which are, for example, the state-owned entities, commercial entities which are owned by the federal government. Their accounts are maintained by the entity itself, audited by the Chartered Accountant of Pakistan, and then presented to the board. Parliament is nowhere about the performance of these entities. The third type of the entity is the autonomous bodies or authorities, for example, regulators. Their accounts are not presented to the parliament, neither subjected to the auditors, chartered accountants, or the Auditor General of Pakistan. They are not preparing the accounts in any form, just maintaining the receipt and expenditures. So the PMF Act has envisaged and authorized the Controller General of Accounts to prescribe for them the format, form, method, and principle to prepare their accounts. Under these reforms, we are going to advise them, prescribe them to prepare the financial statement in accordance with the international public sector accounting standards, and these will be subjected to the audit by the chartered accountants. And then along with the SOE statements, authority statements, and the statement of the federal and provincial government, they will be presented to the parliaments. This is what we are going to do in the near future with the help of the ICAP. We have also sought advice from the ICAP on the format. The other thing which rightly the President IFAC has said, that basically it's an interaction between the human, machine, and the process. We are also facing these things. We are integrating with the State Bank of Pakistan through the RAS payment, direct payments, eliminating the maximum interaction between the different offices only through the online payments, through RAS, and online billing. Almost 15 ministries have been connected with the ADPR through online. They will submit their bills online. There will be minimum interaction between the human beings. Similarly, the payment shall be made through the RAS or directly to the vendor accounts. This is what we are doing in these reforms. Big data. This SAP was implemented in 2004. So far, we are also facing, moving toward the big data analytics. And this will be done only when we have a sufficient analytical skills and sufficient experts to provide advice to the governments. This is what we are doing in the near futures. And we are in the process of revising our accounting framework for the federal government, prepare the terms of reference, and this will be done in the next 2 or 3 years. New accounting model will be revised according to the international public sector accounting standards. This is what we are moving towards with the help of the federal government and the World Bank. Thank you again for inviting me to present my viewpoint, what we have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gondal. And as all of our speakers, especially Mr. Smokey and Mr. Gondal, emphasized on, this constantly evolving artificial intelligence and technological advances, and we have to speed up. We have to keep up with the evolution process. And the question often is biological intelligence going to be replaced with mechanical or artificial intelligence? And it is a great threat in the world today. And this is why this panel discussion that we're going to start shortly is so important, because we're going to be talking about technological advancements and how it has its repercussions, such as global challenges, and how accountants can take out opportunities from this evolution in science. And moving forward, I would like to thank two of our esteemed guests here. We have Mr. Waqar Asghar Sahab, and he is the Group Chief Operating Officer. And along with him, we have Akil Tariq, the Finance Controller at one of our sponsors, Emarat Group. And now I would like to call Saad Khalid, the Group Chief Commercial Officer at Grana.com, again, one of our sponsors, to take some minutes out and address our guests here today.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you so much. I'm joined here today by Mr. Waqar and Akil Saab from Emarat Group. Waqar Saab is our Chief Operating Officer. Akil Saab is heading one of our finance divisions. Thank you so much for having us today. I've been told that it's going to be around 10 minutes. We're going to be spending with you, just having a bit of a chit chat around technology and how there is a bit of an interaction between what we are doing, trying to get some context applied within the accounting industry and also within a few of our verticals. My apologies, I do not know many people. This is my first engagement in Pakistan. Although I'm born and bred Pakistani, but I left while I was in college. Came back 6 months ago and joined Emarat Group as the Group Chief Commercial Officer. First of all, regrets from Mr. Shafiq Akbar. He's the chairman for the group. He had to travel to Dubai and he could not make it. I believe there were some personal reasons. So I've been asked to fill in. Big shoes to fill in. I'll try my best. Just trying to give you a bit of an overview about Emarat Group. Overall, it's a very interesting concept, and that's one of the things that attracted me when I spoke to Shafiq Saab back in June last year as to what they're trying to do. In a span of around 6.5 years, the real estate group has actually amassed over a strength of around 2,000 FTE with more than 70 offices in Pakistan, on 5 offices internationally, operating in Dubai, UK, Canada, and the US. What we're actually trying to do is to transform the real estate industry. I know it's a bit of a cliche statement, but now I'm living the dream that was thought back in I believe 2016. So starting with the overall structure of the group, what we call as the ecosystem, is mainly starting from our main real estate development wing, which is called the Emarat Developments, under which we construct different projects. These projects are both commercial, residential, and also a third vertical which has been introduced a couple of years ago is the hospitality wing. The second vertical, which we call Garana.com, which is now gaining strength in terms of its brand awareness, I'm sure most of you are aware of it, is an online real estate platform. It's one of its kind in Pakistan. It's not just offering you classified listings, but much more, it's more of a lifestyle rather than just a real estate classified listing app. Agency 21 is our run-of-the-mill high street real estate agency network. However, it comes with a bit of a twist, whereby we are now expanding it as a franchise. With over 30 offices in Pakistan at the moment, expanding exponentially, inshallah, in the next couple of years to around 100 franchises. Again, we're trying to bring best practices within the real estate sector of Pakistan. Another very interesting vertical that we are currently operating, and it's actually thriving within the current state of affairs in Pakistan in the real estate sector, is called PropShow. PropShow is our, what it's done is gathered the information management system for around 4.5 million properties in Pakistan, and it has digitally mapped them using polygonal data. Not too sure how many of you are aware of these technical items, but what it means is that any planned unit in Pakistan, when I say planned, which is what it means is it's actually approved by the relevant and respective authorities of the areas they are operating in, all those residential and commercial units are listed along with their 50 attributes within our database. And of course, it's expanding. And the reason for that was mainly to overcome two major issues. One is to offer the customer, be it the end user or a B2B customer, the ability to make the decision on their investment. And secondly, to embark upon a philosophy which we stand by when it comes to real estate development, which is called OADD, ownership, approval, demand, and delivery. Whatever you are trying to invest in, it has to have proper ownership. It has to have proper approvals from the relevant authorities. There has to be proper demand for the actual product, be it commercial or residential. And whoever is actually building that piece of real estate has to deliver in the end as well. So these are the principles that we stand by, and we try to push these principles to all our stakeholders through a campaign that we call Invest Right to both local and international consumers. To gather all this sort of an ecosystem together and make sure it sticks together and performs in an optimum fashion, of course, technology has a major component. We have actually started on this journey, I believe it was back in 2018, 2019, when the core business systems of the Emarat Group were introduced. Last year, we actually were in a position to start executing and implementing SAP S/4HANA. However, before that, there was quite a bit of groundwork that had to be done. As you all know, and Waqar Saab says that SAP is not just a system; it's a culture as well, because it brings in best practice from across the globe. SAP as an organization is very much aligned towards best practice, making sure that there's excellence and models of excellence built into an end-to-end approach. So in order for us to actually accommodate the SAP S/4HANA environment, we had to make sure that we had the basic infrastructure in place, and for that we developed our own internal systems, which are mainly covering two elements. One is a purely front-end CRM system, which we call ARMS, and then there is a middle layer which connects with SAP, which we now call Capstone, formerly known as the Emarat Portal. Capstone actually talks with both systems through APIs. It is, I believe, I've been fortunate to see quite a few systems in my recent past and before. I believe it's one of the best systems I've seen so far developed in-house by any organization. So again, there's still, of course, we are undergoing implementation for SAP, and of course, one of the major components within that is the transaction-based systems, mainly to do with payables and receivables. There is, of course, modules related to human capital, which is the HCM module, procurement, which is the materials management module. We are also trying to follow the same approach, trying to make sure that we follow an end-to-end approach to all our key back office functions. There is a dedicated team of not just SAP people, but also a dedicated team from our finance function working in tandem with the SAP team, making sure that all those best practices are actually applied across all systems. We are, inshallah, very much hopeful that in the next couple of months, we'll be rolling out the entire instance of SAP at the group level, which is going to be a major breakthrough for us, not just internally, but also for our external regulatory requirements and reporting requirements. There is a lot going on within Emarat Group in terms of, I'm sure, you guys talked a lot about the ESG side of things yesterday, we weren't here. But considering that we are a real estate development organization, all the projects that we are undertaking, we are trying to make sure that there is an element of sustainability built into it as well. Technology can only take you so much in this context, but again, as long as there is a vision to ensure that there are sustainable and governance-related elements built into the overall process of real estate development within our group, and of course, propagating those items outside the group as well. For example, one of our flagship projects is the Mall of Emarat, which is being built on the expressway in between the twin cities of Islamabad and Rawalpindi. We're trying our best, given the resources within Pakistan, both in capacity-wise and also resources-wise. For example, we have planted around more than 250,000 trees across the same corridor. We are trying to bring in green concepts. We are engaging international architects and designers and town planners from Dubai, from Bahrain, and from Europe as well, to come in and advise us on the best practice approach given the environment that we are operating in. We are also involved in setting up special economic zones in Pakistan, again using the strength of our database of PropShow, which is actually guiding us as to where do we actually need to develop these economic zones. So we work on the principle of a need-based and demand delivery concept. So for example, if I can be an investor and I can bring in billions of rupees, but there's no point spending if that investment is not viable in the long term. And that's where PropShow helps us by telling us that where do you actually need to invest? How much is it going to be benefiting the local community and, of course, the country at large? Special economic zones is a step towards that sort of a journey whereby we are trying to make sure that any industry that is being set up is actually the need of the locality of the region, and it has a sustainable element built into it. We are talking with our partners in China and Turkey to bring in technology which would help us enable and materialize those sustainable visions. So I believe there's a lot going on, and again, as I said, there is ample opportunity available within Pakistan. I see this every day. It's a greenfield. Quite a few of my friends and family members, they ask me, what are you doing in Pakistan after 22 years? And I tell them that it still is a land of opportunity, regardless of what's going on around us. I wake up every day very much positive, very much driven. And with all these kind of events and discussions happening, it's quite heartening to see that there is quite a bit of work being done, and of course a lot of opportunities available. So thank you very much for your time, and inshallah we'll be speaking to all of you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saad Khalid. And as he said, that even in tough times, there are unamounted opportunities, and we saw that recently during the global pandemic when COVID hit. So many entrepreneurs lost their means of bread and butter, and then their ideas created these new doors of opportunities for them, and COVID led to actually these novel businesses and new job positions that we never knew existed before. For example, YouTuber is now a Merriam-Webster dictionary recognized job position. But yeah, moving forward, I mean, in these times, with technological advancements and artificial intelligence, as Mr. Smokey mentioned, ChatGPT, and it's a tool by Microsoft, and now they're going to be able to create videos and images from your text. Previously, it would just, give you viable suggestions about your text. And, this calls for not just accountants, but people all over the world in different fields to have, to create novel policies, new policies, and ways to, mitigate around technological advancements. And with that, I would like to invite our next keynote speaker, Mr. Haris Munawar. And Mohammed Haris Munawar is the EVP and Head of Investment Banking at Bank Islami Pakistan Limited. He is an experienced corporate and investment banker, having more than 20 years of progressive experience ranging corporate banking, corporate finance, investment banking, infrastructure and project finance, debt syndications, and Islamic banking. Previously, he's worked with Burj Bank, Pak Kuwait Investment Company, Atlas Bank, and MCB Bank at senior managerial positions. And he's also a fellow member of ICMA Pakistan and a diplomate associate of Institute of Bankers Pakistan. I would like to request Mr. Haris Munawar to come at the podium and grace us with his words. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you, ICMAP, for giving me the opportunity to speak to you, this august audience, and share my thoughts on the topic, the technological advancement, global challenges and opportunities for accounting and financial sector. And respected chief guest, Ms. Asma, President ICMAP, and all the dignitaries. Well, accountants have tried to exploit the emerging technologies to help them to complete their task more accurately, quickly, and simply. But today, the technology trends are converging to change the ways in which we consume information technology, resources, share knowledge, experiences, and access the products and services. These trends are providing accountants with the opportunity to automate and de-skill time-consuming and repetitive work and focus on more high-valued work so they can consolidate their roles as advisors on finance and business. Finance professionals need to consider the challenges and opportunities created by new and emerging technologies and then use their analytic and problem-solving skills to assess their potential influence so that they can provide the finance insight needed to guide any effective tactical and strategic business decisions. The impact of technologies on finance profession. Every business or firm will need to give its clients an app that they can use to access their business and financial information. So now it's the time that every business or every firm should have an application that can be used on the tablet or smartphone by the customers or the regulators or the stakeholders. The accountants will need to re-skill to retain their emergent role as the gatekeeper of the corporate data. Excuse me. The profession must develop new ways to measure and value technology costs and benefit for the world of cloud computing and social networking. Accountancy profession will shrink as software vendors will build technology costs and benefits for the world of cloud computing and social networks. The CFO of the future will need to know as much about technology as they do about their expertise of finance. Unless accountants embrace technology, they will follow the dinosaur into extinction individually and as a profession. So this is the name of the game. Without having knowledge of the technology and embracing it with full arms, you can't go ahead in the 21st century. As the Controller Accounts General already mentioned, so I would like to add the audits will be real time. The regulators will conduct them automatically, pulling data from the business systems and sensors embedded in everything. So accountant must acknowledge the emerging technologies and to attract the talent and develop, manage existing talent. In next 2 to 5 years, all digital data will be available to everybody and there'll be more disclosures. So one should be ready for that. Coming to the trends of technological advancements in the financial sector, the few which I would like to dwell on is the digital transformation, because the broadband and mobile connectivity and internet speeds and the availability of IT resources, they have scaled now. They've into the it's indispensable in the workplace to work without having the digital transformation and digital tools. Companies operating in financial sectors are developing their own mobile device applications to attract new clients and to provide better services to existing customers. Then comes the payment systems. As recently, SBP has also launched a RAST P2P payment system, and all the banks are providing the IBFT and UBFT services to their customers. So this is one of the technological trend in the financial sector. Cloud banking. Cloud banking is where you deal with the big data, structured, unstructured data, and you use the cloud architecture to process your information, retrieve information, and provide all the digital financial services. Like chat, someone I think they was telling a guest speaker was here. Chat GPT was mentioned, which is AI and tool. So it's the future AI and machine learning with chatbots, chat GPTs. They'll be the financial assistant for or the advisor to the customers. There'll be job cuts in terms of these type of jobs, like financial advisory will not be provided by the individuals. Rather, there'll be chat bots and AI messaging services that will be providing you the financial advice to the customers. Another big challenge, which is our industry is facing, the financial industry and the accounting profession as well, is the cyber security. Because the future, there'll be the cyber attacks will be more complex, more severe, and more difficult to prevent, and that needs more preparation and a thought on that area. Big data is another trend, a technological trend, and last but not the least is the new and digital bank. As you have seen in January 2023, State Bank has given license to 5-6 banks to form digital bank in Pakistan. Actually, the digital journey, I would like to briefly say the State Bank of Pakistan formulated a branchless banking regulatory network framework in 2008, and which it was revamped in 11 and 16. So, which was a big leap forward. And now the State Bank has recently given let's say 5 licenses to the banks like Easy Pesa, Hugo Bank, KT Bank, Mashrik Bank, and Rakami. That will be a revolutionary step, and some of them will be a digital retail banks, DRBs, and some would be digital full bank, but they will start from the DRB status and then will evolve into DFB status. And the RAS payment system has also evolved into a very attractive proposition, and State Bank is patronizing that, and all the banks are offering that services on their mobile apps and internet services. So what opportunities the digital, this technology advancement have? We have, as an accountant or a finance professional, that we have faster and more connected workforce across the globe. We have improved client servicing, improved productivity and efficiency, and speeding up month-end processes, opening up new routes for investments. Business models can be automated and streamlined, enhanced decision-making, simplified reconciliation processes to save time, improve understanding of the market conditions and forward planning and risk analysis, global standardization, fewer physical and logical spaces constraints when you have a big leap towards the cloud, big data and cloud banking, potential to transform efficiency and customer satisfaction, and reduced upfront cost. But obviously, when there are opportunities, there are threats as well, and one has to be very careful in balancing those opportunities and evaluating the threats as well while implementing the digital transformation. Coming to the challenges of the technological advancements in the financial sector is the IT infrastructure issues. Still, Pakistan is has a lot of room to fill, lot to grow in the area of this infrastructure, IT infrastructure and telecom infrastructure. If you've read in the papers, the telecom sector is trying to divest its tower business out of their model, and they want to divest it to the specialized companies who would be managing the tower business, and that they'll be coming a new investments coming in to roll out the 5Gs and the more investments in that area and more bandwidth. Then scalability and capacity issues are one of the few challenges in the technological advancements. Security issues, as I mentioned earlier, cybersecurity is a big challenge, not only for the financial sector, but also for the government sector, also for the public sector, where your confidential information, all your data can be compromised and may be attacked by the hackers. And trust issue is a challenge. Still, Pakistan, we feel that having a note in hand is more better than having transferring money online. And there may be a trust issue or maybe a learning curve issue, but that is a challenge which is a hurdle towards the technological advancements in the financial sector. Then there are money laundering issues. These are the challenges for not only for the financial sector, but also for the regulators, that how the money laundering is making this system for not only for the banks, but also for the international financial system and the government, which is it's in the top priority, and our compliance and KYC function has to be strengthened, and processes should be more streamlined so that we could identify the early warning signals relating to these money laundering issues. Lastly, I would like to briefly share with you the Bank Islami journey of digital initiatives. But we have to. Bank was started its business in 2006. And it's the first bank to introduce biometric ATM in Pakistan, and we are offering this service since 2006, where you can use your thumb on the ATM machine and draw your money. We're the first bank to offer internet banking services since inception, and we claim that because some of the banks didn't have that internet banking, and they later on started off that services. International Payment System cards, 2012. We're the first bank offering biometric-based transaction on branch. What we did with the biometric, that we took it from the ATM machine to the branch, where now the branch if you enter into the branch and you can use your thumb and you can avail all the services like check encashment, cash withdrawals, transfers, pay orders, etc. So this is what we did in 2016. Then we revamped this service biometric, and we branded it like as one touch bank. See the logo there, and we cherish that. This one touch banking, the case study was it was acclaimed at the international level and has been made part of the Flip Kotler's Impact Essential of Modern Marketing book. So the idea was to evolve it to a full scale. Now, one touch banking is itself a brand name, and we are celebrating it. We are marketing it aggressively and offering it pan Pakistan, not only through branches but also through our ATMs. Then in 2022, we took another initiative and offered first bank to offer check and cash encashment via CCD. There were CDM machines, but CCDM machine is the first in Pakistan, which Bank Islami has introduced, and first of its kind. And what we have we have not done it through any of our existing branches. We have given an idea of sales and service center, and one of the sales service center, the flagship is being established at Karachi. It's a busy commercial area, which we call Khada market, but it's a defense area, but it's a very busy area, and we have established a sales service center there. What our marketing and sales research was that most of the customers use such type of services between 6:30 to 9:30 after the off banking hours, and they want to use those services. So we have put up a salesperson or sales advisor over there in that service center, which is available, and we have provided their video tellers first time in Pakistan who can help the customer to solve their problem, and if they have any issues. And multi-dispensing, a customer can withdraw an amount 1 million via multiple dispensing commands managed by CCDM, and also of course the check encashment services, which name itself says. And second of its kind sales service center has been established in November 2022 at Gulberg area, Lahore, and now we have tested this, and now we want to scale it further pan Pakistan to make it a successful model in terms of our digitalization initiatives. So another few other initiatives were digital onboarding, which we started in 2022. Now you can open an account through a digital onboarding, and using your app or internet. Launched a MasterCard, and we partner in the RAS P2P initiative with the State Bank of Pakistan. So this was a few of my thoughts on the digitalization efforts by the Bank Islami in the space, and the advancement of the digital, the importance of digitalization in the overall economy, and its importance for the accountants in the financial sector as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Haris Munawar. And I was listening to him keenly, and one thing that he said kind of made my stings, stand up, and it was cybersecurity. And that is a massive issue right now, because I'm sure just as the rest of the other, departments and sectors, accountants are going to experience a lot of data infringement and third-party data sharing, and that in terms of, people's investment in audits and capital, management is going to be a huge issue. And just, just listening to even myself speaking right now, I've just learned so much, because in the past, when I used to talk about immunology, people would say, how do you know? And I would say, because I have read. And when I'm going to talk about accountants and accountancy now, I'm going to say, because I have listened. So that is what listening, creates an impact on you, and it broadens your horizons. And as Haris Saab mentioned, cybersecurity, a lot of controversial theorists would say this is fifth generation warfare. And a lot of data scientists say that if a service is free, it means you are the product. So that was my take from his speech, and it was again beautifully put together. And ICMA, standing here and having the opportunity to host you all and be the master of the ceremony yesterday and today, again, would not have been possible without our sponsors. So I would again like to thank all of our sponsors. First of all, it's Emarat Group and Grana and Agency 21. And then we have Fatima Fertilizer. Then we have Central Depository Company of Pakistan, Askari General Insurance Company Limited, Diners, Bank Islami, National Clearing Company of Pakistan Limited, 6B Food Industries, Soya Supreme, Habibi Group, ZIL Limited, Dollar Industries Private Limited, Matco Food Limited, and Lucky Textile. Thank you so much, everybody. I would like you all to give it a big round of applause for our sponsors. And now I would like to request the President ICMA, Mr. Shahzad Ahmed Malik, and President IFAC, Ms. Asma Rasmuki, to please come on the stage for this shield distribution for the representatives of our sponsors here today.
Mr. Kapoor, Vice President, and Watawala. Mr. Watawala and Vice President, you will all come. Saqib sir, you join us, and EC members, you please join us. Zia sir.
Mr. Maqbool Ahmed Gundal, please join us on the stage.
Yes.
Sponsors को बुला रही है किसके लिए? I would like to invite all the sponsors. नहीं उन्होंने कहा sponsors को thank करना.
I would like to call Mr. Saad Khalid, the Group Chief Commercial Officer at Grana.com, to receive his shield from our President ICMA and President IFAC, along with the Executive Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, Grana.com, along with Emarat and Agency 21, is revolutionizing how we approach real estate and infrastructure policies and organizational structure in Pakistan. So a big round of applause for our sponsor. Next up, we have, I would request Mr. Haris Munaffar, the head of investment banking, Bank Islami Pakistan Limited, to please come and receive his shield. हाँ है Next up, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Abid Saeed, the head of business development, and Mr. Ahmed Rana, financial controller at Fatima Fertilizer. You know how they say bone strong to main strong. जब तक मट्टी नहीं हरी भरी होगी तो पाकिस्तान की काश्त कैसे आगे जाएगी, right? How are we going to promote our agriculture? Thank you.
As a token of appreciation, they have recently qualified.
And now, while our Executive Council, along with the President of ICMA and IFAC, are on the stage, I would also like to give this token of appreciation to our fresh graduates, the fresh graduates of ICMA. And I would call out your names. If you're present here, I would request the candidates to please approach the stage and receive your shields. First of all, we have Durre Najaf Zahra Mirza. Durre Najaf Zahra Mirza. We need to clap for them because they're fresh grads. They're going to be the future faces and members of ICMA and accountants like yourself worldwide. Next up, we have Muhammad Naeem Zulfikar. Muhammad Naeem Zulfikar. I believe he's not with us here today. Next, we have Muhammad Naveed Tariq. Muhammad Naveed Tariq. Next is Usama Tariq. I would also like to invite Ashfaq Yusuf Tola Saab on the stage. Usama Tariq. Okay. Next, we have Usama Niaz. Usama Niaz. Next is Aqsa Anwar. Kashif Khurshid. Kashif Khurshid, are you with us here today? Hamza Amin. Hamza Amin. Muhammad Nawaz. Do we have Muhammad Nawaz here? Okay. Zainab Khatun. Zainab Khatun. Fawad Ali Shah. Muhammad Siddiqui. Muhammad Siddiqui. Rana Ahmed Jawad Khan. Rana Ahmed Jawad Khan. Mudassir Hassan. Muhammad Amir Abbas. Jameel Ahmed. Muhammad Ishfaq Ahmed Khan. Malik Muhammad Dilawar Ali Khan. Malik Muhammad Dilawar Ali Khan. Muhammad Saad Mansoor. Hanan Tahir. Mujibur Rahman. Eram Swati. Eram Swati. Noman Ahmed. Muhammad Mustafa. Next we have is Mohsin Raza Khan. Mohsin Raza Khan. Awais Aftab. ठीक है मैं भी कर देती हूँ. Malik Mohammed Dilaver Ali Khan. Saad Mansoor. Muhammad Ammar. Rahat Ali. Rimsha Gilani. Muhammad Naeem Zulfikar. Congratulations to all of our ICMA fresh grads. And I would like to thank our president, ICMA president, IFAC, and the executive committee, along with our guests of honors here. Please become seated. Everybody, we will now have a 15-minute tea break, and the guests at the front are requested to remain seated as your tea will be served here, and the rest of our guests can go outside the hall and have your tea. And we will have our panel in about 15 minutes, so please be on time. Thank you so much.